I'm gonna jump into Collision here because I gotta jump off here soon. But I wanted to talk about two, well, I guess two and a half, but a couple things from Collision, which obviously we will be talking about. Um, my guys, gals, my people. The way this show started, I almost turned it off. I literally almost turned it off. Fucking boom. The boom guys. I don't know if I missed an advertisement or if I wasn't on Twitter to see them being advertised for this, or if I missed a certain segment on Dynamite. I will put that on me. I missed it. The last thing that I was expecting when I turned on AEW Collision, knowing it was airing from the Hammerstein Ballroom. Nonetheless, mind you, airing from the Hammerstein Ballroom, we had Ian Riccaboni. Awesome. Love it. Standing in the ring with fucking Big Boom AJ and Big Justice. I thought I clicked on the wrong show. I said, surely this can't be Collision. And it was. It was. So I say, okay. They start discussing the Continental Classic. I'm like, okay. Okay. Ian Riccaboni is hyping up the leaderboards. Okay. I love it. We're setting the stage. We're setting the feel. Maybe I'm thinking like I'm gonna give it benefit of the doubt. It's just yeah, and like a branding type thing. Like you're hoping if someone's like flipping through the channels at the start top of the hour, right? They see these guys, they recognize the Costco guys from TikTok, right? And they're like, oh, and they're gonna stay on the show. So maybe they're just gonna be like just visual like pieces just to stand there, and Ian's gonna talk about everything. No. That's not what happened. So Ian is going through the leaderboard in the list and just hyping out different opponents, different wrestlers. Fucking Big Boom has to give his commentary. And I am not even exaggerating or whatever, guys, being dramatic. When I tell you we got to maybe the fourth or the fifth boom and doom, I paused it. I was watching it on my phone. I paused it and I sat there and I took a breath and I said, am I gonna, and I literally thought this in my brain and said, am I going to watch this show? And I said, fuck it. Yeah, I'm going to watch it because I really wanted to see what happened because I'd heard about, obviously I didn't watch it live. I had heard about what happened with the whole MJF Adam Cole segment, Ricochet and Ospreay. So I wanted to watch it. So I skipped through it. I skipped through that shit. I could not be brought to hear one more boom or doom. I sorely hope they are not going to be getting involved into a match with Chris Jericho because I feel like my ears will bleed at that point, and I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it, guys. I try to be generous and to give the benefit of the doubt and to find the good in their pre-show match with QT Marshall and to highlight the positives. And I did my best, but if these motherfuckers are on Dynamite and they're interacting with Jericho and the learning tree and all this shit, I can feel the twitch starting to happen in me, and I just can't do it. I can't do it, guys. I can't do it. It's again, people out there who are before it even comes out, and again, like you people are cool, but I know certain comments get brought up in certain places. It's not a WWE is holier than thou type thing because absolutely they are not. We do not have enough time in the day or the week to go through all the just complete bullshit things that WWE has put on our TV screens. The first thing that just popped into my mind is the Roman Reigns and Baron Corbin dog food bullshit that we saw when Roman was just like covered in dog food. Disgusting, and just what am I seeing and what am I investing my life, my time into? Time is the most precious commodity out there, right? And I'm watching this man get dog food poured over him. What? Transition over into Ian Riccaboni standing in the ring with Big Boom AJ and Big Justice, and everything is boom and doom. I was losing my mind. I was losing my mind. I was losing my mind, guys. And again, maybe I shouldn't be as bothered by it as I am, and that's fine. That's fine. If you're not, I give you props, and I strive to be like you. But this shit just makes my skin crawl, and I can't do it. I just can't do it. If they're I understand the marketing, the business. I've said it before. I understand that portion of it. If you want to, almost like a licensing type thing, if you want to, you being AEW business, right, Tony Khan, if you want to have them a part of your quote unquote roster, but to have them almost like a licensing and a branding type thing. You want to use the Costco guys for their outreach and their network and to distribute your product through their channels, through their social media. I get that. I 100% get that. And you know what's great about that? I don't have to watch it because I don't follow them on any social media and they're not in my algorithm. They are nowhere near anything on my social medias. So I don't have to see it. They're on Dynamite, if they're on Collision, I have to see it. And that's where I just really start to get frustrated. And again, maybe being irrational with that, that's fine. I can't fucking stand it. And I hate to be so vulgar about it, but it really just it I have never paused a wrestling show and really debated on finishing it, especially within the first not even 5 minutes of the show. I was like, and you're in the Hammerstein ballroom, and these motherfuckers are standing in the ring. Like, you want to talk about toilet paper? I don't know. If I was in there and I was one of the people that had the rolls of toilet paper, I'd have thrown that shit right then and there. Sorry guys, I know the plan is to throw it when Ricochet comes out. Spoiler alert. Nah. I'm using this shit right now. Right now. So that's just me. That's just my irrational disdain for the Costco people. Costco guys, because not only say the Costco people, because like I know like people who shop at Costco aren't like these people. I would assume, but like my goodness, what the fuck are we doing? What are we doing? And you thought the Hammerstein Ballroom of all places was like the prime location to bring these people out? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? And maybe I shouldn't say that I would throw toilet paper because there's a minor in the ring, and I just realized that. So maybe I shouldn't because I don't want to like get in trouble for like assaulting a kid or whatever. But like, what? Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what we're doing, people. I don't know what we're doing. Um, but yeah, that was the first thing that I was like, I just got to sit down. I got to get this off my chest because it was just obnoxious. It was just obnoxious. The amount of booms, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Um, I just couldn't do it. And moving on because I'll be here all night with you guys if I don't continue. But just to get through Collision really quick, the other thing, of course, that I wanted to talk about, which is in the title, no spoiler there, Will Ospreay and Ricochet. So a great transition from our opening segment, which was horseshit, into the need for toilet paper, was the opening of this. My goodness, guys, my goodness. And if you guys didn't see it, I'm gonna see if I can bring this up really quick because when I saw it. So again, I don't sit here and I'm fully honest with you guys. I do not watch Collision on a weekly. I hardly watch it. I go and I find the certain things that I need to. When I saw this on Twitter, I was like, this can't be real. Like there's no way this is real. And sure as shit not, it was real. And it and the best part about it was Will Ospreay dying on the outside. Which is it made me love Ospreay that much more because he was real in the moment. He was real in the moment. If I could have hugged Ospreay, I would have then. It made me love this guy that much more. This is one of the pictures here. I'm gonna bring it up here really quick. This is one of the pictures here. Um, first of good old Ricochet with Okay, it's not gonna bring up the picture itself. Dang it. Okay. I hate when they do that. They show you a picture and then you go to the page and it's not there. But Ricochet was not having it. This was the first display right here of. I can't show the video, of course, but and then here's a good visual of it as well. Shout out Twitter and Wrestle Talk for the picture. Let me bring that up here. Here is set. Oh, you can actually see Osprey's face. It's fucking fantastic. This is a great screen grab. So you can see the toilet paper, guys. You can see Ricochet had made his entrance and he was doing his thing in the turnbuckle. The streamers, whereas back in the day, of course, if you are a Ring of Honor fan, especially in this market, you know the streamer deal, right? It's one of the things that or one of the ways that fans show love and show respect and excitement for the wrestler that's out there. Ring of Honor was heavy for that. When I saw this, I think this was like similar to one of the first pictures I saw. I was like, this is someone's just being disrespectful and being crazy with the edits, right? And then I clicked on it and there's a video. I was like, nah. Sure enough, dudes. Sure enough, fucking rolls of toilet paper being thrown into the ring at Ricochet, and you can see Osprey and the other side of the ring in the turnbuckle just dying laughing. And then again, the reason why I love Osprey is because my guy, he just lost it. He lost it. I think this is a video too. I'm gonna show you really quick. I'm gonna switch the screen. But the second he saw the toilet paper and Ricochet turned around and they realized what was going on, Osprey lost it. Here it is. Ricochet went out to, or I'm sorry, Osprey went out to the ring and just lost it. He had to cover his face. My guy he just couldn't handle it. And look, I do think that there is a level of disrespect there, right? But I would be remiss and I would be lying to you guys if I didn't think it was fucking hilarious and I didn't lose my mind when I saw it, because you don't see that shit, and I liked it too because I think it's a good launching pad for the heel Ricochet. I think that this is something that Ricochet needs, and especially with the representation that he had on Dynamite with the Hurt Syndicate just completely making him look like a geek, man, and for lack of better words. And I hate to say that because it's not Ricochet the dude. It's not like I don't mean disrespect when I say that, but it's the presentation that we're getting, right? And that's why I feel like this is all leading into it. A combination of what happened to him on Dynamite, just being completely disrespected by Bobby Lashley, just being held up, manhandled, right? And the business card ripped up, and there's pretty much being dismissed from the ring, and him just taking, like, okay, yeah, we'll talk later, type of thing. You're like, no, bro, like, no, dude, like, you're fucking Ricochet, man. Like, you shouldn't take that shit. But he did. He took it, he left the ring, and then that transitioned into him being at the Hammerstein ballroom, and then just the toilet paper just being thrown at him from the fans. And obviously that wasn't planned, right? Tony Giovanni was on the call, and he almost didn't even, like, you could tell, like, he didn't know if he should reference it or not. And then I think when Osprey was out in the ring or outside just, like, losing his mind, I think that's when the commentators referenced it just briefly. But I mean, if symbolism ain't a thing, my guys, like, I don't know what is. And that's a sign that people want, and that's why I love New York fans, man. Like, they will tell you how they feel. And to be fair, like, they say shit that a lot of us other fans won't say, and they do things a lot of us other fans want to do and say, but we don't. So shout out to them. But that was a call like, hey, like, this shit ain't flying, man, and we need a change for Ricochet. And boy, did they put that symbolism out there. The match itself was good, though. Again, what you would expect. But to me, it was the ending that really said a lot. Ricochet kicking the referee. Of course, the referee ended up going down, but he kicked the referee into the ropes, which made Osprey lose his balance. Ricochet, I don't know what they're calling it, his finishing move now, but it's almost like a hidden blade type thing. But he got the quote unquote clean victory on Ospreay. And again, that's another loss for Ospreay, which I'm not a fan of. Maybe this is, like I was referencing earlier, for Ospreay's purpose. Maybe this is going into him questioning himself and his direction and his motivation. And then this is going to be a redemption story, which leads into him facing and challenging for the title, and then him finally winning the AEW championship, and that kind of being like the feel good moment for everything. So that's kind of like my long story short on what potentially I think could be happening with Ospreay, and the fact that he's taking so many losses lately. Granted, he has had, like, he did have a reason for this one, but he did it with Darby. So I think that could be saying something. And again, him losing to Fletcher, he did have a reason there as well. But again, just not being 100% focused, you know? And I think that could be a long-term story for him and possibly end up leading to winning the big one. And what better justification and victory than winning the big one? So kind of like a long story short with where I think they could be going with Ospreay if he is the one to end up dethroning Moxley. But with Ricochet, this is obviously the beginning of a heel turn for me. And I was very disappointed in AEW production when I think it was even Tony Schiavone. He made some type of reference to pretty much get like a replay to see if, was it Ricochet, was it on purpose what he did, or was it an accident? Did he like mistakenly kick the referee and the referee fell into the ropes, or did he deliberately kick the referee and that's how the referee fell into the ropes, causing Ospreay to lose his balance, to fall, and then Ricochet hit his move and get the victory. And it was obvious, right? Once me as a fan, I thankfully was able to go back and rewind that Ricochet had kicked the referee into it. But the fact that they even referenced, I forget exactly what the phrasing was, but Tony Schiavone was like, "Oh, like, can we get can we see this again?" or something to that effect, or "We need to see this again," or something like that. And then I think it was maybe, I forget how they said it. But I think it was Nigel who referenced like, "Oh, okay, we're moving along," but I think maybe it was, I don't know, maybe it was Tony, but they were like, moving along. We don't have time for that. But I don't think it was deliberate. So something like that, you need to really have that story sink in. And there's no reason why, even leading into the next match, you can't do a quick replay of what just happened. Like, really, like have Tony Schiavone being like, "Hey guys, just to recap what happened on the final moments of the match prior. We did take a look at it again, and I think I was right. Ricochet did that on purpose, and we don't know what's going on with Ricochet. We're gonna have to delve into that. Maybe we'll have an update on Dynamite. If we don't have it on Dynamite, we'll have it on Collision next week. Just something simple, 30 seconds, 30 seconds to a minute, done." I don't know. I don't know why they don't do that, and that's what, to me, one of the little things that they need to do to really get you more involved and to really drive home the fact that, man, Ricochet is a piece of shit. Why did you do that to Ospreay? Especially in the Continental Classic, it's supposed to be straight, like no like chicanery, right? Like no outside interference, no DQs, stuff like, well, not that it's a no DQ, but it's supposed to be straight by the book. So the fact that they didn't really like latch onto that, I didn't like. And I feel like they really left a lot on the table with that, in my opinion. But the other thing, of course, that I wanted to talk about really quick here on Collision was the MJF and Adam Cole promo. And my goodness, did MJF really just let Adam Cole have it? I'm gonna pull up my notes here. Go back to the beginning of it. All right, so Adam Cole came out first. MJF came out second with his own private security. It was not AEW security; it was his own personal security. They pointed that out on commentary. Adam Cole just stood there. He didn't say anything. He just waited for MJF to come out. MJF came out. MJF said, yep. So here we go. The live crowd chanted to shut the fuck up at MJF. He chanted, or he said, he pretty much looked at them, and it was your typical MJF, right? Like, he was disparaging to the fans, all that good stuff. But the part that, of course, was just prime for me. Close out on this really quick. MJF was pretty much explaining, and again, he ended up getting to the point where, like we were referencing earlier with Kevin Owens, what he was saying was factually correct. But before that, he said Cole had other enemies that he needed to worry about, such as spray tanner, a crack in the floor, a gust of wind, or a cavity. MJF said he heard that Cole's dentist isn't seeing him anymore. And man, when he said that, I was like, ooh, ooh, that's the MJF that we know and that we love right from back in the day. But I didn't think they were going to go there that soon. I did not think that they were going to reference that. Adam Cole did not look pleased. I'm sure they talked about it before, right? But my guy Cole did not look pleased by that at all. At all. And I've referenced it before. I think just talking about it yesterday on Brass Ring Media. I think that me as a whole, like I was more like worried about what Adam Cole has been dealing with, like in his personal life, and that could be affecting like the presentation on TV. But no, like I kind of like that they put everything out on the table on Collision last night, and I like that MJF brought that up and kind of referenced everything that we've been talking about, right? And then what was being said about his appearance, which is whatever. MJF said Cole wanted his Triple B, which I hadn't thought about the name, the Triple B, in quite some time. It said that Cole had plenty of opportunities to win the AEW championship, but he blew it, which again is true. MJF said that he didn't buy Cole turned on him because he knew that MJF would turn on him first, and said that Cole is simply jealous of him. And said that Adam Cole used to be Adam Cole, baby, but now he just looks like a crack, baby, which again cracked me up, pun intended. Adam Cole's piped in. Adam Cole's turn, right? Yeah, it's MJF. That was his last line. Said like he sounded like MJF had practiced that in the mirror for a couple weeks. It said that Cole could have come back with childish comments and mentioned that MJF had 2 surgeries on his fake head of hair, which that's true. Ugh. That sucks, right? He's young, but I mean, we all have our shit, right? We all have our problems. If he's losing his hair, hey, he has the money to get surgery to fix it. Whatevs. Said even though he's only in his 20s, he said he wouldn't do that. Went through a couple more things, like how MJF pulled strings to get his girl hired, like the politician that he is, and a couple other things he mentioned as well. But he said he's not going to do that, and I was like, well, you just kind of did, my guy, but whatever. Cole said that MJF calls him a failure, but he's the longest reigning champion in so many companies that he's worked for, which is true. Cole recalled bleeding buckets when he faced Kyle O'Reilly in the same Hammerstein Ballroom building. The ROH throwback reference there, but no one really said anything, which is kind of odd, kind of awkward rather. Cole said he has regrets, but turning his back on MJF is not one of them. Cole said that MJF is terrified to have anyone close to him because he considers it a weakness. And Cole said MJF thinks like a child, and he thinks like a child rather, and he knew that he was going to turn on him first again. And as he was saying that, MJF interrupted and said, "You're goddamn right, I was," and said that pretty much like kind of mocking Cole at that point, saying, "Congratulations, the mystery is solved." Cole is the modern day Scooby-Doo. MJF said last year at World's End, he had every intention of stabbing Cole in the back, but Cole got lucky. MJF said he didn't care about Cole initially, but he did start to care about him a little bit, and that was his weakness. MJF said that made Cole a liability. MJF said he was a fragile freak whose ankle exploded when he jumped off the ramp at Arthur Ashe Stadium, which made him a distraction. MJF said there's no room for emotions. When all you're concerned with is keeping the world championship. MJF told Cole that he's not the devil, he just beat the devil to it. Which is the whole point, right? The whole storyline. Who's the devil? MJF said that he will end Cole's world in the same place that Cole tried to end his, which is at World's End. Cole asked how he, and I think they should have ended it there. But Cole then rebutted, asking how he asked about how he ends the face-to-face. Cole tossed the mic at MJF and then threw punches at him. MJF's security ran in. Cole fought them off, but MJF caught him with a kick to the balls. MJF set up Cole with a Dynamite Diamond Rain, but Matt Taven and Mike Bennett ran out. And shout out to ProWrestling.net there for the notes. I appreciate the transcription from Jason Powell. He is fantastic over there, so shout out to him. I really enjoyed the segment. I enjoyed the promos between the two guys. I feel like this should have happened weeks ago. Um, I really enjoyed and I really liked what MJF said. It really cracked me up. Um, and I think the I don't know. I'm not gonna say they needed to address the whole thing with Britt Baker and Adam Cole on TV, but because it wasn't like they were like a full on screen couple. But they did kind of reference it in the past, so I get why, and it's not like, and it was one of those things where like if you're a fan, you know, right, of AEW at this point. But I feel bad for Cole though. You know, I guess that does confirm that they broke up. So I was literally just talking about that, so I'm kind of bummed for him. So I hope he's doing all right. You know, I hope they're both doing all right. But as a whole for this segment, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed what they did with, or where MJF was coming from. I appreciated them trying to explain how the roles were reversed and how MJF was going to turn on Cole and Adam Cole just kind of beat him to it, even though it's still really convoluted and it doesn't make a ton of sense, but at least they tried to sort that out. But yeah, I think that they need to just be done with this at World's End. I'm still even torn. I'm gonna hold off on my prediction on who wins there until next week, but they just need to be done with this and just move the fuck on afterwards. Um but I really enjoyed the segment. So shout out to both guys for that. But yeah, that was my thoughts on the collision.